We're always going back a month, so this is for February. There was, oh boy, there was about 515 sales in Contra Costa.
That's
I should
correct.
be talking here, right?
Yes.
There's about 515 sales in all of Contra Costa County for the month of February. Now, the average price of those homes was just under $900,000 at about $885,000. And the good news is over half of those sales were under $710,000, right? So still a pretty good little average price point. Now we know Contra Costa County, you got a big range there. There's a property that sold at the highest point, almost $5 million at $4.9 million in Lafayette. And then in Concord, you had a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo selling for about $175,000.
Pretty much all over the map. That's what
All
you gotta
over
love
the
about
map.
Contra Costa County. You get a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, right? You want to go high, you can go high. You want to go low,
Go
super
low.
affordable, you can do that too.
Awesome.
Now there's certainly, I think there's about 815 homes currently on the market right now. And as Chris will talk about in a little bit, after he breaks down East County, the name of the game is going to be interest rates and inventory. So those are two things that we're going to be tracking pretty heavily. But let's go ahead and dive into East County.
Perfect, I appreciate it. So I'm gonna talk about East Contra Costa County as always. Last month in February, we had 176 transactions. Average medium sales price was at $650,000, which has come down quite a bit from last year's highs. And also half of those were under $630,000. Now, Brentwood did have the highest sale home last month, which was $1.55 million. And then Antioch had the lowest home, which was at $200,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. So, as you can see, there's still a good price range in East Contra Costa County. There are some active listings currently out there, but inventory levels have been very, very low, and they have continued to be low. We have not seen the pickup in spring inventory markets currently that we were expecting in the first week of March, second week of March, and we're going to continue to keep our eye on the inventory levels, but they are very low here in East Contra Costa County as a whole. Okay. That being said, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what's kind of going on in the market. You've probably heard the news with Silicon Valley Bank and the feds and everything else that's kind of happened. And so I've done some research, did some digging around and kind of get a little bit more of the back end of everything that's happening. And so one of the biggest things that I want you to know is, as you probably have heard already, the feds are stepping in with FDIC and they're basically bailing out Silicon Valley Bank. They do not want a banking crash, basically. That's not their goal. But anytime you raise interest rates at the level that you did, it's going to put pressures on certain industries, banking being one of them. One of the things that most people are not talking about with this, which is kind of a shocker to me, is nobody's talking about the feds lowering the reserve requirements for banks in 2020. Well, you give a bunch of banks a bunch of deposits and don't have reserve requirements, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to spend that money and try to make more money, right? So some of this has to be done with that, and that's why you see the Fed stepping in. It's because they know they should have raised the reserve requirements to make sure there's less money out there in the field and to make sure they weren't just spending the money.